Hello, my name is Maria Landichovska, and I'm with the Department of Marketing and Logistics, and I would like to share with you how I use TopHat. So first of all, it's important to remember that TopHat is free for our students and free for us as a faculty. My personal experience, I never had any issues, and my students somehow know how to use it. So most of them already use it in the classes that they took before. So it's important to remember that you sign into TopHat using your OSU credentials. What I use it for. So I use it for tracking attendance, and I used it before COVID, but now I think this is so cool that I have an opportunity to use it, TopHat for attendance. I also use it to get real-time feedback, initiate and frame discussion, summarize key takeaways, and I can also run graded or ungraded quizzes. If you have more questions, you can, I think the best source of information is Megan Troyer. So she knows TopHat very well. She taught me how to use it. So, but if you have questions, you can send me email and I would be happy to help you. So let me just go back to TopHat and show you how I use it. So first of all, go to www.tophat.com. As I mentioned before, log in with your school account. So you come here and you put your usual OSU dot number. So here it's just did it fast because I recently was using the system, but you will use a regular process. So then what you do first, you create the course. So just hit here, create the course, put all the information about course name, all the required field, then you hit the create. So I just pre-created one course, and what I will show you next one, what I would recommend to do, go to settings here and connect it to Carmen, correct it to LMS. Just go to LMS setup in here and enable LMS. So just hit it in here and information about students will just automatically populate in TopHat. So next one, let me just go back to the sample of course and show you how I use it. So first I mentioned attendance, correct? And I told you that I think it's so cool right now. It makes our life so much easier. So you open the course, the one you just created. Then you go to create. And when you choose create in here, you have an option, take attendance. We'll choose it, take attendance. So then students just go to this, to their TopHat app, and they put the code, they usually know how to use it. So here, what's interesting, you can see in here how many students submitted their attendance. What's interesting, when we had the in-person classes, I caught a couple of students because they were not in the classroom, so I could count how many students in the class, but they submitted attendance. So I saw that the number of submitted answers here higher than the amount of students. I think with a Zoom, it's much easier because you see how many people attend, how many students attend your class, and you can see how many submitted. Please remember, yeah, there are always technical problems, but you can always manually change it. What I tell my students that you have 1 week to let me know if you had any issues. Please check your TopHat and I can manually check your attendance. So this is like about attendance. Don't forget to hit finish. One more recommendation about attendance: never run it at the same time, because students know and they can, for example, be in the first part of your class and then just leave. So what I would recommend to do, always run at a different time of your class. I also heard about suggestion, run it 2 or 3 times, a different time of the classes. So, I mean, you can try and do different things. Anyway, don't forget to hit finish, because only when you finish, students cannot put submit anymore. So this way you know that you close the attendance. So let's finish it. So second way how I use it to create different questions. So I can create the quizzes that will be graded, or I can use it for like like, you know, Zoom has a poll, so very similar way. So you can choose any kind of questions here, like multiple choice, word answers. You can give a different weight for each of the questions, or once again, you don't have to grade it. So like, for example, if you want to initiate discussion and you want just to ask some kind of questions, teaching the case, and the first thought that students have, like, do they agree with this opinion or do you agree with this opinion? So one of my favorite option at TopHat is discussion. So you just put discussion here. Once again, it can be graded or it doesn't have to be graded. You grade this discussion. And let me just show you an example of one of my classes, how I use discussion. So let me open one of the courses that I was teaching before. And during my first class, what I ask students at the end of the class, I ask them, let me open class number 1. And here I have an example of discussion. So what are your expectations from this class? So it reminds me of Twitter or Facebook when people are writing comments, so students love it. So you can just share with everyone on the screen what people are typing, and you can like it, you can just use it as an idea. So I usually tell, oh, okay, that's interesting. Like, okay, you want to get more real world experience. So I don't use all of them, but I make sure that I use it for engaging with students. So this is a discussion. One more way to use this discussion is key takeaway from class. Do you know, when we want students to summarize what they learn within this class? So I open this discussion and ask them, what's the key takeaway you learned from today's class? And I can either do it open for other students so people can see it as well, or it can be hidden so only I can see their answers. So anyway, I'm a big fan of these options for discussion. So thinking about why use TopHat, or for example, keep other tools, or in some cases, like, you know, like Zoom has a polls, why I would still use TopHat? So my key takeaway, I would use Zoom polls if you have questions that you want, like during the class, and you want to check, do you think A or B? So just go to Zoom, create the poll fastly, and use Zoom. But if you want to prepare classes, I found more user-friendly TopHat. What also is cool about TopHat, that you can create these questions and create them like structure. Class 1, you see like here, class 1, class 2, class 3, 4, and here you have all these questions. So in the future, when you want to use similar questions for quizzes, discussions, you can just copy and paste for the future. So one more thing that you can do here, you can also include slides and run the whole presentation and integrate all the questions in the presentation. So there is option here, upload files. I used it a couple of times, didn't work. I don't know, I still prefer having slides separately and TopHat separately, but I just want to let you know that there is an option to integrate slides and everything and run it through TopHat. So anyway, just this is a quick things how I use TopHat. Please let me know if you have any questions, and have a good day. Bye.